Well, hello and welcome everyone. On behalf of Genesis Chiropractic Software, I'm Dr. Tabor Smith, and I am here with Dr. Matthew Loop. And I have had the privilege of becoming a good friend of Dr. Matt's or Dr. Loop's. And I have to tell you, this guy is not only an amazing chiropractor, but he's just a phenomenal, he's an entrepreneur. I mean, this guy is all over the place. He's fired up. He's passionate about not only sharing, health and wellness with his community, but, there's just, when the old saying, when someone's on fire, people come to watch them burn. Well, that's the feeling I get every time I talk to Dr. Loop. And so he's just extremely inspiring. I want to encourage you guys, man, stick through this webinar all the way to the end, and I promise you it's going to take you to the next level. Not only in your practice, but in your life. And so that's why I appreciate spending time with Dr. Loop, is he just makes you a better person. So, Dr. Loop, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day and sharing this valuable information with us. What I'm going to do is just, limit my introductions. I'm going to turn it right over to you, Dr. Loop, and I'm going to let you get started with your presentation. So thanks again for being here.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you very much for the kind introduction, and I do appreciate Genesis Software for having me on. Social media, as you know, has changed my life, and it does the same thing for other chiropractors that we coach every single day. So pay very close attention. Take notes. I'm going to give you everything that I got. I'm not going to hold anything back today. This presentation is called the 2013 Social Media Practice Growth Blueprint for Chiropractors: How to Use the Internet to Serve More, Dramatically Grow Your Practice, Multiply Your Revenue Without Spending Any Money on Traditional Advertising. So if we're not already connected, though, I'd like to invite every doctor on this call to go to facebook.com/Matthew J. Loop and connect with me on Facebook. I post periodic updates of the newest social media trainings that will help you grow your business and really just have more freedom and flexibility in your life. Now, the next thing that I'd strongly recommend you do is grab my free blogging success blueprint at dcincome.com. We just actually updated it to 2.0, 39 pages of top solid blogging content that will really help you create a blog that ranks #1 on Google, that ultimately gets more leads to your website, more traffic, and brings patients through the door. So this is one of the most downloaded documents in the chiropractic profession. So make sure you download that blogging blueprint right now at dcincome.com. So what's really at stake today? My mission is to personally empower as many chiropractors as possible to master social media, touch thousands, and leave a strong legacy and realize the life of prosperity and abundance like what I've been blessed with. Every doctor is capable of that, and truthfully, we have a message that can reach far beyond our local communities. So let's get the mindset in the right place. Now, if chiropractic as a profession were wealthy, we could buy critical mass. All the time we see pharmaceutical ads running 24/7 on television. I want the same thing for chiropractors. I want every chiropractor to be wealthy so we can ethically buy critical mass, as opposed to what this big pharma machine has done with unethically persuading people to take their toxic drugs and such. So, this information that I'll be presenting allows you really to reach more people in the community, which in turn will help you save more lives. We as a profession must truly master social media if we want to be mainstream. Today we'll be covering how to turn the internet and social media into a new patient machine that you couldn't turn off even if you wanted to. We'll talk about how to build online social proof so quickly that you're the obvious choice when anyone searches for a chiropractor in your area. We'll also discuss how to, at minimum, triple the amount of targeted traffic flowing to and from your chiropractic website through social media. We'll talk about better strategic marketing implementation that gives you a shortcut to fast practice growth today. We'll also discuss how to dominate the web and position yourself as the go-to expert in your city or town. We're also going to talk about how to grow your Facebook fan page numbers at light speed. I'm going to share with you the right way to follow up with potential new patients on social media. Unfortunately, most doctors never do this. I'll also share with you the best way to get more people off of social media like Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, and to get them into your office. This, by far, is the most important lesson, period. And we'll be discussing much more. So what the information will do for you, conservatively, when you apply this, everything that I share with you today, you could easily and without a lot of effort get an extra 15+ new patients per month passively just from the internet. It will allow you to get the chiropractic message of health into exponentially more people's hands than you ever thought possible. These strategies have the potential to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars to your practice, potentially millions depending on how big your clinic is, over the long term. I've been using social media in our practice marketing since 2005, and the results have just been astounding. Aside from getting a few dozen extra patients per month, we've generated a lot of revenue, but as you and I both know, it's not about the money. It's about being able to reach and serve more people. Money is just a means to an end. It allows us to extend our service, extend our message beyond our physical means. So that's what I want for you. Now, if you are new to myself and who I am, I'd like to just briefly do an introduction. I graduated from chiropractic school in 2004. I'm currently the founder and CEO of DCincome.com, which is the world's largest social media training company for chiropractors. I've also founded a few other companies, Automated Social Networking and DC Mobile Text. Since 2005, I've personally trained thousands of chiropractors, online entrepreneurs, and top consultants, notable public figures on how to successfully build their brands and practices, monetize through the use of social media, and really to create real sources of passive income through the web. And if you want, you can always Google me to find any accolades, accomplishments, or testimonials about our services or products. So I've been immersed in online marketing since 2005, and really that's when social media was in its embryonic stage. Believe it or not, I was getting patients into my office from MySpace, of all places. And then, of course, when Facebook came around, we duplicated that system, and it really worked like gangbusters. I was spending 8 to 10 hours a day trying to master all that I could on these networks. And this is right around the time when everyone was calling it kid stuff, but I was actually seeing results in the clinic. So I was just totally blown away by what was happening. So I devoted a lot of time, energy, and effort. Throughout that time, the last several years, I've sold millions of dollars worth of products and services from the internet. I've also spoken at a lot of high-end social media conferences, and in my opinion, I operate the coolest, and it's definitely the most visited chiropractic marketing blog in the industry. But I also built from scratch a celebrity-like following using these same principles I'm going to share with you today, so you will be able to duplicate that. Now, this has also led me to become one of the highest-paid internet marketing consultants in North America, so I encourage you, really, take notes. This information can change your life. I've invested a lot of money in me over the years because I'm a strong believer, like Dr. Tabor, your network is your net worth. It's the same thing, So if you want to grow in any area of your life, you need to associate with other professionals that are either at or above where you want to be. So if you want to grow your practice using, professional spinal screenings the right way, to generate a lot of income and serve a lot more people, then Dr. Tabor is the master at doing that. If you want to do the same thing with social media, I can definitely help you because I have experience actually building a practice using the web. So the bottom line is associate with those where you want to grow, and you will definitely be rewarded. But I did this, and I invested in myself so I could help other chiropractors financially grow, prosper, and experience more flexibility and just have a better quality of life by strategically using the internet. But hey, by no means was I always successful. In fact, in early 2005, I distinctly remember being in my tiny one-bedroom apartment and just thinking about what a failure I was because I tried a lot of advertising methods and I was bringing some patients in the door, but when I got out of school, no one ever told me that I had to wait 2 months, 3 months, sometimes even more for an insurance reimbursement. So I was a slave in many regards to the insurance companies, and I tell you what, my credit cards were maxed. I had over $135,000 in student loan debt. I had $1,000 in bills due the following week. It got to a point where it was so low that my ex-girlfriend's father, he took me out to dinner, and he actually handed me a $2,000 check. I can't even begin to tell you what a humiliating and humbling experience that was. As I mentioned previously, I just felt like a total failure, less than a man, but it really turned out to be a monumental changing point, a shift in my life. Sometimes you do have to get to that bottom point where you can ultimately ascend to the mountaintop. And right around that time, that's when social media started to make its way onto the field. And I really learned all that I could, and of course, the rest is history. So I went through a lot of hard knocks that I can definitely prevent you from going through. But let's go ahead and get started right now. So why should you become a master at internet marketing and social media to build your practice? Well, the truth is, in no other place can you connect and reach so many qualified, real, prospective patients in such a short amount of time. It's almost like flipping a switch. Now, your marketing can be very efficient, systematic, and effective without ever leaving the comfort of your own home. Now, what I'd like to do real fast is get into some social marketing myths that maybe you have heard of. One, having a website is the same as marketing online, or having a Facebook fan page is the same as marketing online. The truth is it's not. Marketing is a proactive term. Just having a website or a Facebook fan page, hey, that's great, but it doesn't guarantee you traffic. We need to get visitors from our local area to our website so they can actually pick up the phone and call us. That's what I'm going to show you how to do in this presentation. All traffic is created equal. That's another myth. I'll share with you some of the best forms of traffic that you can get to your website that will convert into new patients. Social media is kid stuff. It can't be used to generate an extra 20 to 30 new patients. We've all heard that before. Of course, that's not true. Social media is unprofessional. That was a rumor, lie / myth that was floating around in chiropractic for a long time. And the truth is, it's how you position yourself that determines how professional you are. And we'll talk about the best ways to position yourself this evening so you can appear as a professional. Social media marketing takes a lot of time. That's another myth. It does if your strategy sucks. So what I'll do this evening is I'll pull back the curtain so you understand how to be more resourceful to get more done using less time. Social media practice marketing changes every other week. The truth is, while there may be some updates on Facebook or YouTube periodically, maybe they change the look of their homepage, the foundational core strategies don't really change that much. Relationship building has been the same since the dawn of time, really. We're just taking the offline methods that have worked so well and bringing them online. Now, some doctors feel that they don't need to be using social media for the practice this year, and in truth, that is a very, very dangerous statement because communication has shifted. You need to be where patients currently are. Patients are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, all these networks. Everyone is online these days. The truth of the matter is, if you go back 20 years ago, people would look at you as suspect and very skeptical if you weren't in the yellow pages. Nowadays, if you don't have a very strong, overwhelming presence online, people don't get to know, they don't get to like or trust you, so you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. And the reality is, no more chasing patients. When you market with social media the right way, like you're going to learn, you use what's called attraction marketing. People are literally drawn to you like a magnet, so you, in a sense, become the hunted. Now, we're going to get into a social network right now that many doctors are still not familiar with, and it's called Pinterest. Pinterest is the fastest growing social network in the history of social networks. Most of its users are buyers. This differentiates it from Facebook and some of the other social networks. Most individuals are within the chiropractic demographic too, females ages 25 to 55. In fact, the social network itself is comprised of over 75% female. This is very huge. Pinterest actually delivers more website referral traffic than YouTube, Google+, LinkedIn, Reddit combined. Repeat that statement. Pinterest delivers more referral traffic than YouTube, Google+, LinkedIn, and Reddit combined. It is huge. That's why you need to be there. You need to be where the traffic already is. This is just an example of what my profile looks like here. And if you go to Pinterest.com/Matthew Loop, you'll be able to pull this up. Here what you can see is just my profile. And what these are, favorite travel destinations, books I strongly recommend. These are what are called Pinterest boards. Think of Pinterest as like a virtual cork board for your office, right? You're pinning things on there regularly. Images are very popular. That's what you pin. You can also pin videos. When you can have different categories, really what I mean. So I have my wine cellar products that make me money, favorite watches, etc. So it's a kind of mix of business and personal things. And if you were to click on one of these specific categories, you would find all my favorite travel destinations. So you can pin different types of content onto each individual boards. Why is this important? Well, because as you start to develop your categories and your following, and right now we have over 1,000 followers on Pinterest, anything that you post there gets shared with your friends. And if you're strategic about it, you can link these images that you post to your website, so the traffic is now flooding back to your website. So here's some action steps that you can take right now. If you don't already have one, open up an account on Pinterest.com. And I've got some great free training videos at dcincome.com/blog. If you go there, scroll all the way down, and on the right-hand side, you'll see a category called Pinterest. Click that category, and it's going to bring up a few different videos that you can watch. I promise you they will be worth your while, and you'll really get to look over my shoulder and see how to effectively position and market yourself. Now, Complete your profile in its entirety once it's set up. Link to Facebook and Twitter. Make your chiropractic website /blog pin ready. All that means is you want to have a high-quality, high-resolution image on your particular website and or blog, because as people go to this site, they might want to share it on Pinterest, and the only way that they can do that is if you have an image on your website or the page that they're on. So make sure you do have a professionally done image. You can go to iStock or one of these royalty-free services to get one of those images for your website. Now you can start creating pin boards and also pinning different images from your site, from other people's websites, or just from other Pinterest users. And this is an example of one of my boards. This board is called Chiropractic Marketing. So if you click on this board, then you'll be able to see individual blog posts that I have personally pinned. So now once I pin this, it of course goes out to all my 1,000 followers. And the cool thing is they click this image, it redirects them right to my website where I want them. So this traffic is crazy. And to give you an example of just how much traffic and how viral these images can go, I showed an example in one of my social media elite trainings where I pinned an image of Venice, Italy. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have this image on my website, so I didn't get to reap the traffic, but I came back a couple hours later, and I found out that it was over 50 people had repinned this image. All that means is that 50 people saw this image, and they decided to share it on their profile with their friends. Now, very similar to Facebook, the average Pinterest user has over 200 friends and followers. So we're talking a lot of viral exposure, and right now I believe it's up into the hundreds of shares. So that's a really, really powerful, easy way to get traffic. As I mentioned, unfortunately, the image wasn't on my website. So just be strategic with how you tag your images. Now here's some tips for creating an authority profile. Use a professional headshot. Tell the community who you are. Tell the users what you do. Tell them about your practice or business. Share any credibility boosting info if you're featured on mainstream television or different shows, or if you've been in major offline publications. Tell people what they'll find on your pin boards. Tell users what your goal is. If you have a specific follower goal, ask them to help you reach it. Include a link to your practice. Include a link to your Facebook profile as well. Now, to get a lot of followers fast, more followers simply equals more credibility. Social media is one big popularity contest, and the sooner you understand that, the better off you'll be. It doesn't matter if you're on Pinterest or Facebook or Google. If you want to perceivably have the most followers, the most reviews, the most pins, etc., and the stuff that we'll talk about today will help you get more viral exposure so you can be. But realize that social proof is a big, big factor and trigger why others utilize your chiropractic services. And the number one secret to getting traffic from Pinterest is really to get waterfalls of repins. Repins are when somebody just shares your content. It's like when somebody retweets on Twitter or they share your content on Facebook, right? We just want to get these repins or shares. And to do that, you need really solid professional images, and you need to understand how to tag them accordingly. Now, tips for more followers, repins, and traffic. I don't have time to go into a lot of it because I have a 17-page PDF manual included within my flagship practice building training, Social Media Elite. But here's what you can use today, so make sure you write these down. Follow other users locally that you find interesting. I've got a great video tutorial on my blog. It's absolutely free about how to find others in your local area and to follow them. So make sure you do that, because every time you take an action on Pinterest, it sends an email to the other user. See, the cool thing about Pinterest is that it hasn't been saturated or watered down yet like Facebook. Most people have their Facebook notifications turned off because they get so darn many of them. Pinterest is not the same way. It's very fresh. It still has that shiny new object appeal. So you want to capitalize on that. Any action that you take, whether it's to like a post, a comment, or a repin, will be emailed to that user. So it's a very, very simple way to get free exposure for your chiropractic practice. Comment on other people's pins, add a follow us button to your website. If you look at my blog, you'll see I have a Pinterest icon where people can follow me on Pinterest. And if you go to any individual blog post that I have, you'll also see that I have a Pinterest pin it button. So all that means is that when somebody reads my blog post, they have an option to retweet the post on Twitter, to share it on Facebook, to +1 it on Google+, or to repin it on Pinterest. You want to make sure you have that repin button at the end of your content pin regularly, that's important, and name your boards accordingly, right? If you have separate categories or you want to feature other prospective patients in the local community, create a board for cool peeps in Atlanta or, some other city that you reside in. And set up an exchange. Daily to-dos, follow at least 5 people per day locally, like at least 5 images per day, comment on at least 5 images per day, and repin at least 5 images per day. This all can be delegated to your chiropractic assistant, or you can have somebody else do it for you. Very, very simple stuff, but just consistently doing this will lead to more website traffic, which will ultimately lead to more new patients if your website does a great job at converting them. So very, very powerful strategies. Pinterest is where you need to be for this year and beyond. All right, so let's get into Facebook real fast. Facebook has over 1 billion users. Most chiropractors are already on this network. Everyone is there, probably even your grandmother. The user base comprises adults over the age of 30, so by no means is it a kids network. It's very easy to connect and build relationships. Traffic generation is simplified, and you have the potential to go viral very fast. Now, there are a couple different types of Facebook marketing that I'd like to acquaint you with. One is the organic referral-based marketing, which is also known as free/earn. The other is, like business pages, likes, shares, comments, and check-ins. We'll get more into those a little bit later. Facebook advertising, the paid section, is the second type of Facebook marketing. Now, the Facebook ads or the Facebook advertising are what you see on the right-hand side of Facebook as you log in or as you go to your profile. There are a couple different types of ads that you can run, some even in the news feed. We don't, again, have time to get into a lot of that information. I've got a whole list of trainings, video trainings in Social Media Elite where you can access that. But for time's sake, I want to give you as much applicable organic information so you don't have to spend any money on advertising today. Now, here's some action steps to take. If you don't have a Facebook account, definitely create one. Then go to facebook.com/pages to set up a business fan page for your practice. Title is very important. If you've already created one of these business fan pages, I'm not going to tell you to create a new one because the last thing you want to do is manage 16 different chiropractic pages on Facebook, right? But what I did strategically when I started out is I knew Facebook got indexed very, very well on Google. And I also knew that people were searching for chiropractors in Lilburn, Georgia. So what I did is I titled my Facebook fan page, Chiropractor Lilburn, GA, and I had this straight line, Matthew Loop, DC, right? So if you were to go to Google right now and type in Chiropractor Lilburn, GA, this Facebook fan page pulls up at the very top without me doing any extra search engine optimization tricks or gimmicks. Very powerful, very simple strategy. And yeah, granted, this might only net us 1 or 2 new patients per month, but it's something that we don't have to consciously think about in terms of building a practice. So you should be having systems like this. And again, if you don't already have your business page up, you can easily set it up just like that. Now, once you hit 25 fans, this is really key. Go to facebook.com/username to select a vanity URL. That just means that you can go to facebook.com/ whatever name you select, and people will go there. It's a lot easier to remember, especially if you're doing billboard, advertising, television, radio. Rather than saying go to facebook.com/ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever numbers, facebook.com/ Lilburn Chiropractic. That's our username. We selected the keywords in the username, so we selected Lilburn Chiropractic, and that just helps you rank higher on Google too. My other business fan page is facebook.com/ Matthew J. Loop. That was a name that I selected because I wanted to brand myself, right? So go there and make sure you do select a username after you've created the Facebook fan page itself. You'll also want to get a custom direct response Facebook landing page with what's called an email capture form or opt-in box. This is very simple. Now, Facebook has this timeline cover graphic and image if you look on your Facebook fan page, and it's got 3 little boxes underneath where you can put different images if you choose. One of those images can actually link to your Facebook fan page. So you might have start here in big bold letters in one of those boxes, and it will redirect to a Facebook landing page. All this is a page that is directly on Facebook that has a title, it has an email capture form, maybe it has a video, and it has some type of call to action, right? So, or 3 bullet points. So let's say you're offering a free report, 5 questions you must ask before choosing a chiropractor. That's the name, that's the title, and maybe you have 3 separate bullet points telling people what's in it for me. You know, those bullet points should always focus on what's in it for me. Discover the #1 secret to, you know, blank, or, you know, avoid the #1 mistake most people make when seeing a chiropractor. I mean, you can kind of make it that way so they're avoiding potential mistakes or they're discovering the newest things that they need to know. Just make it a consumer-friendly guide. It doesn't have to be that long, but that's really how you bring people off of Facebook. You've got to capture their email so you can get them onto your email list and bring them off of Facebook. It's very, very important. So you definitely want to use that. Now, some more Facebook fan page marketing tips. Have a laptop in your office. Get patients to log in and like your Facebook fan page right then and there. You don't get penalized like you do on Google for having people on the same IP address log in and like your page. There's nothing wrong with that. They can even do it on their mobile device in the office. It's totally up to you. That's an easy way to get people to like your Facebook fan page so they can stay connected. Invite your email list and subscribers if you have an email list of patients or prospective patients. Embed a Facebook fan page widget on your website. What the widget is, if you go to my blog at dcincome.com/blog, you'll see a Facebook fan page widget. And you're going to scroll down on the right-hand side, you'll see this little box that says, you know, 6,900 people like Dr. Matthew Loop, and you'll see pictures of friends. All that does is it builds massive social proof on your website, and it helps people stick around longer, and it gives you credibility within the marketplace. So have that on your site. It will also get you more fans as those individuals go to your website. You can have a signature in your email block about your fan page, make a compelling welcome video. You can distribute online press releases or create blogs about this new page that you have up, run Facebook ads to this landing page or you know, to your actual timeline image, or I'm sorry, your Facebook fan page. The advertising platform is great because you can simply flip a switch and generate local targeted traffic to your Facebook fan page, to your website. There are many, many ways to utilize that strategically to pull crazy, crazy clicks and patients with that. Currently, we're experimenting with a method that gets us between anywhere from 8 cents per click to 25 cents per click on Facebook, which is huge. That's also contained in the Social Media Elite trainings if you would like access to that. Now, you can also run a contest. You know, people that are on your Facebook fan page, or just tell people in your clinic, we're having a members-only contest. You have to be a subscriber to our Facebook fan page to be involved. That's another way to get people to participate. I know doctors that have went crazy in giving away free iPads just to really boost their Facebook fan page numbers. So you do whatever's more comfortable for you, but that's a great way to build your fan base. Link to Twitter and tweet your followers is another simple way. If you have patients or fans that are using SMS marketing is basically text message marketing, right? You've probably seen these advertisements online or on television or even in your local retail stores that talk about text, you know, pizza to 555-5555. And all that does is helps you build a subscriber list off of Facebook, but you can let them know about your Facebook fan page too. The cool thing with SMS marketing is that SMS marketing actually has the highest open rate of any other medium. In fact, over 95% of individuals with phones, they see their text messages. I mean, think about it. The last time somebody sent you a text message, you typically read it, and the statistics prove that most people open those text messages within 30 minutes. So it's really the ultimate form of direct response in that regard. So if you're using that, great. If not, you can go to dcmobiletext.com to get more information about your practice and how to use it. Use print media, television, or radio. If you're currently spending thousands per month on television or billboards or radio, then definitely mention your Facebook fan page when you have that vanity URL, so you can easily direct people to facebook.com/Lilburn Chiropractic, so you can make the most out of that advertising. Display a sign at your practice. Have a link to your personal profile, and you can use the Facebook share button and suggest your page to your friends. Write a blog post. We talked about that. More action steps that you can take. You can send friend requests still on Facebook. This is great. I'm not sure how long you're going to be able to do this because Facebook has evolved into more of a business, and it seems like they do charge for a lot of things now. But, you know, send a friend request to 3 to 5 people every single day with a warm message attached. You know, something like, hey, I saw that we were neighbors in Gwinnett County, or I saw that you were friends with, so-and-so on my profile. Would you like to be Facebook friends? That's all you need to say, nothing spammy. You don't want to put your links in there or anything, but that will help build your network, and it's a very simple way to connect. Most people are on social media to be social. Pretty common sense if you think about it. So don't be shy and don't be afraid to connect with others. Facebook all the time recommends you other people to connect with as well. So they want you to connect. Now, update your social statuses on Facebook a couple times per day. I usually don't do it more than 3 times per day. The reason is because, it can get annoying. Even some of the people that I really love and enjoy, if they update their page too much, it really swamps the news feed, and it just really depends. So 3 times per day is a good guide, and you'll have to gauge your analytics to see which times are best for you. If you understand how Facebook works, you'll understand that they've ushered in what are called promoted posts. So before, you could be able to post a status update, and it would be seen by 75% or 100% of your friends or fan base. That's not the case anymore because Facebook is trying to make money, really to appease shareholders. They turned into a business, so you have to use what's called a promoted post to reach your fans. If you pay an extra $10, like on my profile, if I wanted to reach all my close to 7,000 fans, I pay $15 to $20 to reach them with a status update. I don't particularly care to do that, but there's really not much you can do right now, and you want to get your high-quality posts in front of as many eyes as possible. So, again, I have video trainings regarding that in Social Media Elite too if you have questions. Now, update your social media statuses as we spoke about, but you also want to post high-quality information or information graphics, images, quotes of interest, jokes, open-ended questions. These are things to build liking and trust, and you have to realize that everyone doesn't give a damn about chiropractic or health and wellness. We're chiropractors, we're passionate and enthusiastic about this stuff. However, most people are not that way, so you have to really appeal to all the personality types that will frequent your profile. This is really, really crucial to understand because you don't want to turn people off. Now, here's some more important action steps to take. You want to engage with your audience, friends, and fans regularly to show that you actually care about what they have to say, right? It's, a lot of doctors, they seem to post these status updates and post and post and post without any engagement on the profile. See, when you comment on a thread, when you like an image or comment, that tells somebody that, hey, I'm listening to what you have to say. You're important to me. It's not rocket science here, but you want to make sure that you engage or have your CA do it under your profile just to show that you are listening. It really, really goes a long way in terms of building relationships. No one wants to have a one-sided conversation. No one wants to, I've seen threads, even from public figures that I've worked with. They will post something online and get literally 100 or 1,000 comments and not post anything in the same thread. It's so, mind-boggling because there's so much money being left on the table, and you're almost doing damage to the relationship. If you're going to be on social media, you have to be social. Now, the next thing that you can do is run Facebook ads daily to your Facebook fan page, to that landing page that we spoke about. That will help get you a swarm of local targeted traffic that you will be able to convert. But Facebook traffic is different than Google AdWords. People are not actively searching for chiropractors on Facebook, so that's why you have to get them onto your email list first, educate them, and then they'll come into your office. But it doesn't work. You can't just drive them to a special offer because that's not how Facebook traffic works, and it doesn't convert too well. Now, you can use the Facebook search to find local businesses in the area to join and interact. This is very, very powerful, and let me give you an example of what happened to us in our office. There's a company called Chick-fil-A. Maybe you've heard of them. They do a lot of advertising in our area. They have different types of fast food restaurants all around, but one location in particular is located in the Lawrenceville-Lilburn area, and that's directly where we draw patients from. So one of the things that I looked at before is I saw how they were actually sending all these advertisements to their prospective customers. They were blasting television. They were blasting the radio and all these other print forms of media. And I'm thinking, we got to be able to piggyback on this in some way, shape, or form. So that's exactly what we did. We found Chick-fil-A's page on Facebook, that same exact page that was local to Lilburn and Lawrenceville, and then I used Facebook with my fan page. So Facebook gives you an option to use the social network with your business page. So anything that you post on there, whether it's a status update, whether you comment or you like, it's going to show your business page actually liked that content. It's very easy, and it's a free form of advertising, really. So as Chick-fil-A posted things, I would basically comment on their threads. And it's not something, again, that I had particularly eaten, so I would comment on things that I knew about, right? I wouldn't go in there and try to blast them for the unhealthy food. What I did is I went in there and just was strategic about it, added value to the conversation, and anytime I would post something or like an image or things like that, it would show up as chiropractor Lilburn GA likes this image. It's pretty strategic, right? So now we're getting all this free press and publicity just by using using Facebook in this way. And we even had a couple patients that same week that say that they found us on there. So again, we're just capitalizing on the thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands that are spent every month by this other company. That's just one example of how you can use Facebook search to find other local businesses and landmarks, and you can like them with your business page and then really start to network in there and just be a good resource and get patients. Very slick strategy that works very well. Now, the next cool strategy that I'm giving you is the check-in feature. This one is awesome simply because the average Facebook user has over 200 friends on their profile. And when you check in or when somebody checks into your chiropractic practice, it basically lets their friends know that, hey, John Smith was at so-and-so chiropractic. It's an indirect referral, and as you know, referrals are some of the best forms of patients that we could potentially get in our office. So you have a check-in incentive planned in the office. I recommend doing this like an everyday thing. Have some type of instant gratification incentive attached to it. It's up to you to what you can do with your state. Check with your state board first, but who knows, if you wanted to, everyone that checks in today, maybe you're offering them a $5 off their copay, or anyone that checks in today, you're offering a $5 Starbucks cord. Maybe it's an additional service, or maybe you have daily contests in the office. There's a lot of cool things that you can do, but realize, if you're seeing 100 or 1,000 patients per week and 20 to 30% of them are checking in every single time, you are getting a massive amount of free exposure that you couldn't even buy. This is stuff that can go on for you 24/7, and you're just really harnessing a strategic protocol in the office. So most patients, you'll find, too, have smartphones like an Android or iPhone. They can also check in on your laptop in the office. That's perfectly fine, but most people have the Facebook app on their smartphone anyway, and there's a little section on there that says nearby places, or sometimes it will say check-in. That's how you navigate there. Very, very simple stuff, but another easy way that you can really dramatically boost your website traffic by 2 to 3 times, as well as getting more people into your chiropractic office. So hopefully that made sense. All right, on with this information. I know today is like drinking from a fire hose. Hopefully you're taking some furious notes, but I wanted to over-deliver with the value because, trust me, social media can change your life like it has mine and thousands of other clients that we've worked with. And right now we're coming up on a sweet spot. If I had to say one thing out of any social media marketing strategy that's been responsible for me, becoming famous in a couple different markets, it's video. YouTube in particular. If you look at my videos from 2005, 2006, they sucked. They were just horrible. But I leave them online just as a reminder of how far that I've come. And even if they were so horrible, people connected and they bonded with me, which ultimately led to patients in the office and, me catapulting really into as a leader in chiropractic in terms of marketing and influence. So it's really, really powerful. So you've got to be on YouTube, not just YouTube, but you've got to have an understanding of how to take those same videos and market those videos online so you can get the maximum amount of views and exposure every single day. YouTube is the second largest search engine online behind Google because people would rather go and they would rather watch a video than to read some text. And this is common sense stuff. Over 3 billion video views happen every single day. In fact, YouTube has over 1 billion monthly visitors monthly users that frequent the site. Major TV networks are actually in a panic because everyone's turning to YouTube now for their news and stuff. No one wants to watch the extended commercials on regular television. Unfortunately, we're starting now to get commercials on YouTube, but they're not nearly as long. In fact, 5 seconds or 30 seconds. So understand that, yes, I mean, there's been a major shift, but people are going to YouTube. That's where the traffic is. So that's where you, as a chiropractor, need to be. Now, there are a couple types of YouTube marketing in particular. One is the organic, where you basically upload and you optimize a video to get it ranked high, to ultimately bring in leads and traffic to the practice. The next one is the paid YouTube sponsored ads, which is really similar to Google PPC or Google AdWords. We're not going to get into the Google AdWords at this point in time, or the PPC component of YouTube, but just know that that's there on the right-hand side. Where to start? This is a money question I get from a lot of doctors. First, you want to have the appropriate technology, but the truth is most technology now is fully equipped to handle video. Like if you have a smartphone like an iPhone or Android, they have great quality video. Flip cameras are great. An older version is a Kodak ZI-8. That's a couple years old. I'm sure there's a newer version by Kodak or some of these other companies. Go to your local electronics store like Best Buy. You can find great technology for under $200. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg. In fact, most digital cameras have video capability too these days. Get a tripod or an assistant to help you shoot. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is having a wobbly camera. Make sure that you do have an assistant that has a still hand, or you do get a tripod. Also, make sure the lighting is great. Natural lighting always works better, and preferably on a cloudy day. But if you have natural lighting on your office, that works good too. But just see how it looks. Find something aesthetically appealing in terms of scenery with good natural lighting. Could be in or out of the office. If you watch some of my videos are in my office. Some are at home. Some are in Costa Rica. I mean, I like to take people on a journey with me, and you should too, because that helps to build rapport, enhances the connection, and gets people to know, like, and trust you very, very fast. Now, videos can be with you as the doctor in them, which I recommend at least 75% of your videos be with you in them. They can be patient video testimonials or simple animated slideshows or PowerPoint presentations like you're seeing right now. Now, be professional, but not always. Be authentic. Be true to your voice. You notice that I don't wear a shirt and tie in every video simply because that's not the real me. There's a time and place to be professional, but the truth of the matter is it's the content that you deliver and ultimately that determines your professionality. And if you do come across in a professional manner, obviously you don't want to be in jeans and a T-shirt if you're talking about something really, really serious. And people do have a certain expectation of what a, quote, doctor should be, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily wearing a white coat either. But just, once people hear you speak, that's the most important factor. Connect with your audience. Get in front of the camera a couple times. You probably won't like the way that you sound or you look, but the great news is that you'll be able to get over that relatively fast and just keep pushing forward. I know sometimes it can be difficult to talk to an inanimate object. Well, as you fall into your own, you'll really start to feel, and as you start to get good feedback online, you really get energized and enthusiastic. Video is just such an easy way to convey a message to your prospective patients or your current patients. Now, here's the magic video formula that I want to share with you right now. Videos should be about 2 to 3 minutes in length at maximum. Anything over that, you're going to lose attention span. So these are short, bite-sized videos. The truth is, most people, when they search online, they don't search for wellness. They search for chiropractors. They search for specialists. They search for different types of conditions. So what you want to do is you want to strategically position your video content in front of those search terms that people are already looking for, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to create these short 2 to 3 minute videos where we'll just get our message in front of the appropriate person. So let's say we're speaking about fibromyalgia in one of our videos. We talk about fibromyalgia, open the video up, introduce yourself, talk about fibromyalgia, what it is, who it affects, and then from there, what you can do is you want to give some value that helps to increase that person's quality of life that same day. And then after you've done that, issue a call to action. Tell them exactly what to do next, right? Never assume people know what to do next. If you want them to visit your website, tell them to visit your website and click the link. If you want them to call your office, tell them exactly what to do. Very, very key. Relax, be yourself, don't suck. How we suck is when we're not ourselves. So always issue a call to action at the end. Video marketing strategy, write this down. Create 24 videos for different specialties / conditions that people are searching online. You might already see these conditions in your office, whether it's fibromyalgia, weight loss, headaches, back pain, things like that, whatever however your office is tailored to, and create short, informative videos. And we did that. And what you'll find is that if you Googled low burn headache relief, you'll find several videos that are on the first page of Google right now, without really hardly doing anything, just by how we strategically titled the video. The name of the video is Low Burn Headache Relief, Matthew Loop, DC. And in the video description box, we actually put the same keywords. There was a couple sentence description, plus we had low burn headache relief somewhere in there. And then in the keyword tags on YouTube, we also put low burn headaches, low burn headache relief, and variations of those tags. That just helps YouTube and Google to recognize that video as congruent with the same area of their search engine. So the keywords definitely have to be in the titles, the description, and also the tags if you want to get indexed high. And if you're not in an as competitive area, you might find that your videos automatically get indexed on the first page of Google and have several on the first page. Very, very simple strategy. Now, submit your video to YouTube first, obviously. Optimize it with the keywords and the descriptions like we just spoke about. And then make sure you take that same video and upload it to the dozens of other video sharing networks that are online. These communities have cult-like followings. YouTube, people are loyal to YouTube. You'll have some other people that are loyal to, let's say, Vimeo, or loyal to Dailymotion. There's a lot of different sharing networks online. So upload those. You'll get more views. The only thing better than having your video on one social network is to have it on 30 to 40, so you get more views, more exposure, more traffic to the site. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to surround the market. You'll literally saturate the entire area so that you are the only choice. So when somebody does search online, they see something like this, right? Low burn herniated disc, and they see 6 or 7 videos on the first page of Google. That's very, very powerful stuff. And granted, this is not a super high volume search term. It only gets what they deem as 40,300 search results per month, basically. But the truth is, only 40,000 search results, and not a lot per month. But we might get one patient out of this one video, this search term, every single month. That said, hey, we saw your video online about herniated disc relief. We thought we'd come in and get it checked out. So very, very key. If you distribute dozens and dozens of these videos, you're going to have an overwhelming amount of content online, and it just exponentially multiplies from there. So hopefully that made a lot of sense in terms of the video marketing. I'd like to transition right now into our final topic, and one of the most important, Google Plus Local / Google Places. It used to be known as Google Maps, and it used to be known as Google Local Business. Seems like every other day it changes the name. But know that this is the section where if you Google, let's say, Atlanta Chiropractor, the first 7 listings that come up are those Maps listings. And you'll see this